So, for this session, we're going to be focusing on the foundation of good breathing, which you may have heard about, and that's actually using your nose for breathing. Okay? So, think of your nose as the advanced air conditioning system in your home, right? It doesn't just let air in, it filters it, it warms it, it humidifies it, all before it fills up the rooms. And then think of your mouth as like opening up a massive window on a busy street. Sure, you'll get air in, but it's not really optimized for comfort or health. Um, and nasal breathing does more than just filters the air, right? It really helps provide a longer pathway for air to travel through, as to not overwhelm the system. Kind of think of it like when you're gulping water really fast too quickly. It's not optimal for hydration versus, say, sipping it, right? Another interesting thing is that research shows that nasal breathing can actually increase nitric oxide production by 15 times more than mouth breathing. And if you're wondering what on earth nitric oxide and why do I care, essentially it's found in our nasal passages and it helps with memory and learning, it helps with blood flow, it helps protect our body against germs, things like that. And for the singers out there, adding a hum to your exhale as you're doing nasal breathing can actually increase it by a further 15 times. So definitely recommended as a very, very quick win for your breathing. Research has also shown that nasal breathing is linked to a number of things, right? Improved sleep quality, enhanced focus and concentration, increased energy levels, elevated mood, and also even better athletic performance. Plus, the more you practice nasal breathing, the easier it becomes for your body to do it naturally. Okay, so consistent nasal breathing helps keep your nasal passages open and clear. While if you're reverting to mouth breathing, that can lead to congestion and narrowing of the airways instead. Okay. So before you focus on nasal breathing, here's a few simple tips, right? Number one, we want to check your nose flow. We can do this right now. Cover your right nostril and just start to breathe in and out a few times. See if there's any restrictions or anything that feels a bit blocked. Then try the other one. Same thing. Does it feel different? Does it feel the same? And you might notice a bit of a difference. Number two, if you do notice you are a bit congested on one, both, or whatever, try this. Breathe in, breathe out, and gently pinch your nose and nod your head up and down until you feel the need to breathe. And as soon as you do, you breathe in and then breathe out again. And now this time, shake your head. Breathe in as normal. And then final one, nod your head from side to side until you feel the need to breathe again and then breathe. You might need to do it a few times, but it's shown to be really, really effective at allowing the nasal passages to unblock themselves. Okay, so try that a little bit if you do feel unblocked. I know it's hard to keep tabs on how you breathe all day, whether it's mouth or nose or whatever, but that's why these exercises come into play, right? We'll train your brain to default to nasal breathing and make it second nature. So, for the keen beans out there, I'm actually going to give some homework as well. So just to try it in your day-to-day life. And especially if you exercise, work out a lot and things like that. Start slowly with this, by the way. I want you to start consciously focusing on nasal breathing and how quickly you revert to mouth breathing during walking, light jogging, things like that. Okay. Your intense stuff, feel free to do whatever feels most comfortable, but we'll start light. So if you're on a walk, a light jog, see if you can consciously bring nasal breathing in. Okay. And see if you can notice the intensity grow over time. And see if you can get used to focusing on nasal breathing during demanding activity. And finally, for For those of you who suspect you might be mouth breathing at night, yes, it's definitely more common than you think. You may have seen a lot of this stuff going around, but hopefully they make a bit more sense now with the background that we've just given. Two real cheap and easy things that can integrate into your sleep routine. And they might sound strange if you haven't heard them before, but the first one is the mouth tape, which you may have seen around. Essentially, it's a light bit of tape that goes over your lips. It just helps to gently keep the lips closed, forcing nasal breathing, which is great for all the automatic breathing that you want your body to train on. Another thing is that if you do put the strips over your mouth, you might notice that your nasal passages are a bit blocked. So you can actually get nasal strips, which kind of just widen the passages a little bit here. So if you've got both of them, it should allow you to breathe a little bit better through your nose at night. Cool. So with this solid foundation, you'll be in a much better position to utilize some of the skills we learn along the way. Key takeaways for this one is nasal breathing optimizes air filtration and temperature regulation. Two, it significantly boosts nitric oxide production and enhances blood flow and energy levels. And three, regular practice can transform nasal breathing from exercise into automatic habits and improving your health and performance continuously. So hopefully that gives you a bit more information into why on earth am I breathing through my nose. Great. So we'll see you on the next session.